Hey everybody, welcome back to the Liz and Marty show. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday.
Today we have a episode jam-packed with a lot of topics that we want to hit. Also, this is going to be the first podcast that me and Liz do remotely because she
so
left
exciting.
me. I'm kidding. She left
Hey, I
Houston
left you. Yes, but I will be, we will be doing this remote now until further notice. So kind of exciting.
Well,
but
so I go
you
over
are
to
listening
visit
to
as
our
well.
True. Whenever you're here, we're gonna knock out a few episodes, and I'm so excited. But yeah, this is kind of our new little setup. So let us know what you think. Let us know. We love your feedback. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys have a great start to your week, and let's go ahead and get into the topics.
All right, so topic number one that I wanted to hit on right off the bat was the Jake Paul fight. I don't know how many people watched it or didn't watch it, but it was a cringe fest, I feel like.
I feel like everybody, including Twitter, felt like that was a cringe fest. It's so funny just watching like live tweets of like, celebrities and, all these comedians who are watching, because it's been highly, como se dice, como highly talked about. It's a fight that no one thought was ever going to happen. And kind of like it was dragging. Obviously, you and I didn't pay for this fight, but
yeah, we legally streamed it. I'm sorry, but it was.
I'm not sorry.
It was too much.
We're not
it
the
was
only
too much.
ones.
Like
Look,
the way they were doing it was you had to sign up for like the Fight Club app and then like put in your credit card information, create an account, and then pay for the pay-per-view. And I was like, that's too much. Like
sign off your firstborn.
Yeah, your social security number. No, it was too much. But I was watching it through like Facebook Live. A lot of people were streaming it through there, and I was seeing like there was a lot of hiccups. Like at one point, like Justin Bieber's performing, and then he thinks he's done like singing. He starts walking off stage, and then they call him back. They're like, "No, you still have like one more song." So he goes back in there.
How embarrassing!
And then and then also
there was like two other performances.
Yeah, and then and then Dixie D'Amelio as well. Dixie and Charlie D'Amelio are the ring girls like that are handing out the belts. And then one of the boxers wins their fight, right? And they give the wrong boxer the belt, and then he's like, "No, like that's his belt." So then they walk to the other side of the ring and give it to the right guy. It was just too much. Like,
so they were up there twice.
Yeah, they were. I think they were there for like the whole fight.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch the entirety of that fight because I heard it was like concert after slap competition. It was just like not your ordinary boxing fight night.
It was like it was just a show. I feel like
yeah,
concerts, fights, slap boxing. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I did think about buying it just because I was like, I'm so curious. I really don't want to. I don't want to go through like the whole, finding a good link where I can watch it.
Yeah.
But I managed to find one, and I kind of just watched the last, I want to say like 30 minutes of it, because let's be real, the main fight didn't even last 2 full minutes.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous. And honestly, just the way it ended, like you started to think, was there ever going to be a fight? Because they kept pushing it back. And
I know, yeah.
Then Pete Davidson was on.
Oh my God,
screen.
Pete Davidson has the funniest TikTok for that fight ever. Did you see it?
I didn't, but I did see his commentary, and it was just so funny.
No, like he does, like he made this TikTok. He's like in the locker room or whatever. He's like, "Hello guys, I've always wanted to do one of these, so we can tell that this fight is really professional because I'm here. Also, this marks a new low for boxing. Since anybody,
oh my God,
he's like, it truly this should tell you that if you have enough followers, you can do whatever you want. Who knows? Charlie D'Amelio might be a surgeon next week." And
yes, I saw that. He does not care. I wonder who put him on. Pete Davidson, he's funny. I love his dark humor sometimes. But yeah, him and Snoop Dogg were like the perfect combination of like who needed to be running that show.
And then he's also like,
that was Snoop Dogg's show.
Pete Davidson's also like he's like, so we've been hearing a lot of Ben Askren lately. I've been reading up on him. I still don't know who he is.
I don't think. Yeah, I feel like I wonder if Jake Paul's demographic really knows about this former MMA. Yeah,
maybe some do, maybe not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them probably, because I mean he's his demographic is still kind of younger than us, but I'm sure there's a portion of it. But yeah, that was an interesting I'm air quoting fight.
Yeah, it was really weird.
I don't know much about it, but to me it just kind of seemed like it was called too fast. Like there was not enough an opportunity to really say, is this really a win by knockout? Like, but I don't know. I'm not a boxing expert, so.
Yeah. I guess they called it because like whenever the referee tells him to walk forward, he kind of like stumbles forward. So he was like, oh,
right.
he's still knocked
out.
And
how much of it is it really like acting? Because again, this was a very hyped up fight. It's like so much money probably went into it. And let me just tell you one thing. Ben Askren did not look knocked out when he was walking out with his wife, smiling from ear to ear.
Nah, he had gotten paid. He knew what was up.
Yeah, he looks like and I love his tweet at the end of the night. He said, sorry world, sad face.
No, he said like I left the world on or something like that, right?
And no, I think he just said sorry world.
Oh wow.
And that was his last tweet about it. But speaking of fights, who's fighting this weekend? UFC.
Masvidal, right? Masvidal's fighting for the world title again.
Twitter reminded me of that. Isn't that crazy? Because wasn't that the last fight he was in with Usman? I watched that one, remember?
Yeah. He fought with Usman last time.
And Usman was stomping on his feet. That's all I can remember from that night.
Yeah, Usman won that fight. It was that was a really good fight. Were you able to tell at the Jake Paul fight if there was fans? I couldn't really tell. I didn't.
No, I don't think there was like audience at all.
Oh wow!
I think it was like just like the people from each team or whatever.
Team. Oh, okay, that's crazy because
I didn't see
there's still people stuck at home. Then apparently they didn't want to risk it, which is weird because they're in Florida,
in Georgia.
Oh, it was no, it wasn't Atlanta. It wasn't Atlanta. I'm tripping.
Oh, okay.
He trained in Florida, and then he went to Atlanta.
Well, he lives in Florida too, but
he's moving to Puerto Rico with his brother.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
But I mean, that's...
Do you remember Puerto Rico? We went there 2 years ago.
Yeah, Puerto Rico was super fun. It was amazing.
Can't wait to go one day. I don't know. I'm back in Kansas City, everyone, and the weather here is still a little bit cold, 40s, 50s. On a great day, unexpectedly, we go up to 70s, and I'm not the weather girl, but I just came from Houston where it's incredibly humid. And it's kind of refreshing to be back, but, just thinking about, like, how other places are a lot warmer right now, and just makes me want to, miss warmer weather. And you said Puerto Rico, and I'm like, ugh, I need to be near a beach.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, are you still working from home? Are you still going to be working from home till when?
I am. Well, it's funny. They told us by May, we should be, like, going back to hybrid working mode, I guess, which is kind of like I think days? students are doing that too here in the all across, I think, the US, where you opt to go in for a few days a week and then you work the rest of the days at home. But they really haven't said anything of when that official date is going to be, so I'm still kind of stoked to be able to work from home still. Remember when I was so against it? I was like, no,
you hated it.
I did, because I'm a I was just gonna say, like, I feel like I'm more motivated depending on like what my surroundings are.
Yeah.
And if I'm home, like, all I want to do is like lounge around. But I figured out, you just kind of have to make it work, and I figured out what worked best for me, and kind of having a proper office setup at home was very helpful.
That's kind of the argument a lot of companies are doing, that like saying that you can't have a true culture for a company if everybody's working from home. So a lot of
it's true.
Yeah. And like I heard like a lot of people like
Oh, I was just going to say, my company has been doing everything the company I work for has been doing everything to like make culture a thing, because it's so hard to. A lot of people feel disconnected from their coworkers. They feel like they can't, throw like back when we were still in person, we would go to happy hours, we would have potlucks, we would have, celebrating people's birthdays. And now it's so hard to just be like, kind of moving that virtually. It's not the same. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's definitely something to be said about being in person and feeling that connection versus, just being online and having virtual happy hours. Like, it's just still not the same. Like, drinking a beer in front of my computer is not the way I want to spend my Friday night.
That probably looks weird too.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to see. Yeah, because if you're not in that setting, like I don't mind seeing my team lead, getting a little tipsy, but he's in his room and it kind of looks a little depressing.
Yeah.
Versus if you were in a bar, having a fun happy hour, it'd be
With
different.
music and everything.
Again,
The whole environment.
yeah. You don't really think about it, but then you're like, and then you're staring at your coworkers like wall, like what do they have up there? Like what is that? And then people start questioning, what do you have in your room? And it's just like,
that's weird.
This is why I don't like turning on my camera.
Can you like, turn the computer around? I want to see what.
Yeah. Hey, can you bring that closer? I want to see. Is that a picture of your mom in the 60s?
Oh hell no.
Please don't.
Wait. No. So what are your thoughts then? Do you actually enjoy working from home, or you don't enjoy working from home?
I'm like 60-40. 60 I enjoy working from home. It's just such a commodity and I'm so privileged and grateful that I get to have that opportunity, but 40% of me just kind of misses that routine of getting up every morning, getting dressed, kind of like waking up during my commute and finally getting to work and just have work on my mind. Whereas here, you've noticed this, when I'm home and I take my breaks, I take my lunch breaks, I'm usually doing chores around the house. I'm doing laundry too. I'm kind of picking up here and there. Like you're not truly in work mode if you're at home, I feel like. I can't turn that off yet. I haven't learned, not that everyone's the same, but I think that that's just what I'm working with right now. And it just doesn't help too that right now the season's not the most busiest for me. So I'm kind of just like, okay, well, how can I keep myself busy? And that's so I start doing like housework.
That's actually kind of interesting that you say that because that's true. Like sometimes at work, you might be at work, but you're really not doing anything if it's a slow day, So you're just kind of like moaning or like rolling around, just doing nothing.
Or on your phone.
Or on your phone, yeah. Mm-hmm. And working from home, like if there's really nothing to do, like let's say you're caught up and everything and no more work is flowing in, then you can like maybe go around, do some chores, do something that's around the house that needs to be done, which is kind of interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I really do like that aspect that I have that option. And it's, like I said, it's really fun. I do enjoy it. I don't plan, like if they ask me like, hey Liz, like what do you think? Are you going back to work? And I'm like, absolutely not. Why would I trade this for anything? It's really the best of both worlds. I can get my job done at home and I can also get my house chores done.
With your job,
too.
What were some of the benefits, like being actually at the office?
I don't know.
Nothing?
What does corporate ever say? Like, what is the point of going back? I mean, I don't understand why. I really don't understand, and that's just because I haven't done my research, but they didn't really say why.
Do you think maybe for your job specifically, it doesn't make sense to go back?
It doesn't make sense. Look, if your company decided last March that you're going remote and this job can be done remotely, then there's no need to go back, in my opinion.
But what about...
In my uneducated opinion.
Well,
but like, for example, like your job, you can't do that job from home.
No.
So if it wasn't decided from the get-go that you can do your job from home, then I don't see the reason why you should be going back anyway.
No, I wasn't talking about myself. I was mostly I was kind of thinking because I was thinking about like because I was reading some articles about Google. And they were saying, because you always see those Google campuses that are huge with like bikes and a lot of cool stuff to do at their job. Yep. So I'm pretty sure they want to go back. Yeah. And I'm thinking like also like as like those guys as programmers, programming is like a really big kind of like group type thing because a lot of people work on one thing. And I feel like it's probably easier for them to program if they're all together in the same room where they can just like turn your head around and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Or do you think we should do this? For
sure.
Instead of like having like a whole Zoom call and then like, I don't know, maybe internet lagging and then being like, wait, what do you want me to do again? Or how do you want me to do this? And then can you share your screen?
I guess.
Yeah.
True. I guess I can see that. I think for me personally though, like my job does not require me to be collaborative, although I did accept a new job position.
Nice,
hey.
congratulations.
Thanks, babe. So I'll be starting that next month. So I'm kind of interested to see like what my new team is going to look like and what my day-to-day is going to look like, because that will definitely impact if I will be staying home for the rest of the year or if I'm taking my ass back to that office. So
have they said anything about whenever you go back, like if they want you to have a vaccine or any of that or mask or anything?
So they are making no. So yes, masks obviously. But I don't think they're requiring you to be vaccinated. Again, they haven't really said anything. They told us at the beginning of this year, by May, we should expect to have some associates back. They didn't say all associates, but May is around the corner and they still haven't really released any specific information. So
yeah, it's like what,
I
2
guess
weeks away?
TBD. Exactly. So I don't think I'm going to be going back anytime soon anyway. So I'm really excited. I'm really grateful. And for those who are working from home, I'm interested. Like, what do you guys think? If you're working from home and you don't really like Martin said, like there are some jobs that do require collaborative work. But if that's not you, like, do you think you should still be going back to work, or should you have that option? Because I know, like, Twitter. Remember Twitter?
Yeah, they had closed down their offices and stuff like that. But
and
I feel
think
like
that's kind
also
of cool.
them. Yeah, I feel like also them. I think they're gonna come back to the office. I feel like
You
they
think
thought.
so?
Yeah, no. I think I read an article saying that they were gonna come back to their office. I think everybody thought. I feel like those big companies. Everybody thought like it was fine. Like that. Like we could save lots of money by having everybody work from home. But then like seeing how you cannot really kind of be creative. I feel like for those specific jobs, like working,
That's
everybody
true.
being in their own room and not having a culture and not having people around to bounce ideas off
Yeah.
of real quick. I feel like
The
that affects
energy
those.
is
Yeah.
definitely different. Like if, like you said, if you're on a Zoom call and having that kind of like creative thing going on, and or like brainstorms, as opposed to like in person.
Yeah,
Where
I
you
feel
can
like
kind
if
of
you have a
get the
creative,
energy.
yeah, a creative job, then yeah, you definitely have to, not definitely, but I feel like it will be more applicable for you to go back to work because you actually need to collaborate, bounce ideas, get creative with other people. And if you're like an
Yeah.
insurance salesperson or a telemarketer, then I feel like working from home is fine because you really don't really need to collaborate with anybody, and all you do is like customer service. So probably being
Yeah.
home is not the worst thing because, like I said, if you don't have nothing to do and if work is slow, you can definitely go around the house, get a couple of chores done, and maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
I truly love it. And I love being able to like, I remember sometimes if I didn't pack my lunch, I'd have to eat fast food that day, and it just sucked because I really don't like fast food. Like I try to avoid it as much as possible. Not that I don't like it. I just try to avoid it.
Oh yeah, plus all the
And
money saving, huh?
oh my gosh, babe, like mileage, gas money, like
Mm.
it's great. Like it really is a blessing to be able to do this. So you bet your ass I'm trying to stretch this out as much as possible because this is great.
That's awesome.
I did want to bring up something. So a couple episodes ago, chapter 2, and was it in memory? No, that was chapter 3. Is this chapter 5?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Chapter 5. So chapter 3 was our episode talking about, everything that happened in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends reached out to me. She was like, this is Yvonne. She's like, you should have had me on the podcast. I could have spoken on behalf of what it was behind the scenes working in a hospital.
Oh.
And I didn't know my friend worked in a hospital during the pandemic. And I was like, oh my God, please share the tea, spill it.
She said
And
we
she
were
was
doing
like,
TikTok dances. No, I'm kidding.
oh my God. No, she was like, girl, it was a mess. She's like,
Oh.
it was a hot mess. And I was like, oh shit, what happened? She's like, she said she worked in primary care and that she saw a lot of things go down.
Mm-hmm.
And that, well, I'm not going to say where she works. I will say it. But she said that they had to reuse surgical masks and put them in like paper
reuse?
bags.
Oh wow.
Yes, because there was like a shortage. Like they only, they would put like a limit as to how many masks I guess they would order.
Yeah.
And once they were out, like it was kind of like, okay, like start
That was
reusing
it.
them.
Wow.
And I thought it was such an interesting, because a lot of people did reach out. Okay, not a lot of people, a few people reached out, kind of like saying like, oh my gosh, like I'm reliving like the things that, I just feel like a lot of us blocked out a lot of what
Happened that
last year.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was important to do
And
that episode.
yeah, no, that was a great episode, and I appreciate you guys sharing your stories, because there's just so much. I feel like everyone can write a thing or two about our personal experiences, because that was just such a crazy year. But anyway, just wanted to add that in there because I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. Reusing surgical masks, that seems horrible. I feel like.
Yeah, well, especially if you're a healthcare worker.
Yeah, I feel like that's supposed to be like a one-time use kind of thing, right? Like a tissue, I feel like. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's crazy that they had to do that. I wonder if they had a shortage on N95s. Because a lot of people, like I heard
Do you think that's what was that what they were using?
Yeah, doctors have to use the N95s, and I feel like everybody else uses surgical masks, but I could totally be wrong. I don't know. I'm not. They didn't work at a hospital, but I don't
Yeah.
know. That's crazy. And also like the breaking news today,
Uh-huh.
being that the Johnson and Johnson vaccine has been giving some people blood clogs. That's kind of
Oh my
crazy.
gosh. Yes. I love the tweets of those who were sorry, my dog just joined me and it's kind of silly. We're rolling with the punches, but the tweets were so funny. It was like me just getting my JJ vaccine
Uh-huh.
and watching the news kind of
Jesus.
regretting it. That's scary.
Yeah, were there any reports of people dying from that, or was it just blood clogs?
I think there was just blood clots, and it was a few. Let us we can probably do a quick Google search, but it was a couple I think that were reported,
That's crazy.
and then there was kind of just like, okay, like let's stop the distribution. But
I kind of
yeah,
like I just don't like that because then that gives like a lot of people like I told you the vaccines are the evil thing, like
yeah, it really is. But I mean, I do like the fact that people are kind of just spreading the word, like spreading not spreading misinformation, but kind of like just looking out for people.
mm-hmm.
And like I know like some people were texting me saying like, hey, like make sure you don't get this one, and this was before I read like the headlines, the news
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
shout out to you guys.
But even Johnson and Johnson's reputation has not been the greatest. Like I've heard like they had like some lotion that was giving people no baby powder that was giving people that was giving them cancer. I was like, what the heck? I started doing some research on that.
Really? Where was?
Yeah.
Oh man, here in the States?
Yeah, Johnson and Johnson. They've been a sketch company like for a long time. Always getting sued and stuff.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, you're talking about the baby powder.
Yeah.
You said that. Sorry, I
Yeah.
was staring at my cute little doggy,
It's
but
okay.
I I'm gonna cut into break really quick. Let's do our ad read so that I can push Simba out of here because he's too cute and I can't stop staring at him. And we'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. And let's get straight into the latest news that that broke out throughout this weekend was that Walmart is gonna be getting rid of their McDonald's inside their stores, which is crazy because I used to love those freaking like walking out of Walmart and then getting myself a little McDouble.
You wouldn't go for Walmart like whenever your parents would take you to Walmart.
No,
You're
I would
like,
always
"Oh, I'm
ask.
gonna
I would
go
always give it a
Walmart."
shot. Like sometimes it was like a 90% miss rate on that. I would be like, do you think I get a Happy Meal or something? I'd be like, Happy
You know what
Meal.
I
He
think
said
is so
my
ironic?
mom said Happy Meal. There's food at home. I was like,
There's frijoles at home.
there's
Stop
frijoles at
playing.
home. Yeah.
That's
What?
funny.
What's
I think it's
ironic?
so ironic whenever there's McDonald's inside a hospital. That baffles
Oh,
me.
that's crazy,
Like
huh?
the irony that they're like, "Oh, are you waiting? Are you in the wait room? Do you wanna have a McDouble?
Hey,
Big
hey?
Mac?"
Does your mom have cholesterol and she's in the
Yes,
hospital?
high
Do you
cholesterol.
want to have a burger? That's
Yikes.
yeah. I don't know. That's
So they're closing.
Yeah, they're closing at Walmart because supposedly food traffic was food traffic or foot traffic.
Who's to say, really?
Yeah, apparently they were like really struggling throughout the pandemic, and they kind of like I felt like these past few weeks put the final nail in the coffin. And they decided to cut it out, and they're gonna be leaving. They said 100 already
See ya.
closing, so hopefully it takes a while for them to get to Houston.
Oh
But
gosh.
it's not like I even get them. I don't really care. I don't
I was
really.
gonna say, are you looking forward to brunch today, or
Nah, I'm not gonna go to McDonald's.
you're gonna head out to Walmart?
Oh my god. But yeah, and then also Bitcoin hit a new high today.
Hey,
$64,000 for one piece
we
of
making
coin.
money.
It's
Get it, get it,
ridiculous.
Hey, let us know if you're making money with that Bitcoin.
No,
'cause I
Dogecoin is making a
am.
lot of money. Dogecoin.
Yes, Dogecoin.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dodge,
Dodge.
whatever.
I think is it Doge?
I think it's Doge.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
And a lot of
I
people have
just
been
hear.
making money off of it because it started off the value of one Dogecoin was like below a cent, and then it went
Mhm.
to 4 cents, and then to 15 cents, and then I think it went up to like 32 cents or something like that. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, you guys, but if you put in like $100, buy $100 of Dogecoin, and it 2x's or 3x's, you're really making like a big profit. But it's pretty cool that like these new currencies are taking off because they give a lot of people, what do you call it, like inclusion. Like a lot of people can participate in this because like buying stocks and all that stuff, it was only for like rich people, right? Until like these applications came along where you could buy like half of a stock or $2 of that stock, and started like
Right.
letting the small people participate, which is always amazing to like let people in, you know.
Yeah, get in there for sure. I feel like the pandemic too kind of like pushed a lot of people, including myself, to kind of look into those things because, it didn't make sense that everyone was going out of a job. But meanwhile, this stock market was up, 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 up and going. So, yeah, knowledge is power, and get
Let
in
us know
there
if
if you
any of you
can.
guys invest in any kind of coins. I'm really interested
Yeah.
to see how many people actually invest. I feel like it's still a little like in its beginning phase, because I feel like a lot of people don't invest because they don't really know what's
What's
Bitcoin,
out
what's
there?
Dogecoin.
Mm-hmm.
How's that even money? How can you even use it? How do
Mm-hmm.
you transfer it from like wherever you buy it to an actual, like, because I had a friend, he was telling me, he's like, dude, like I bought like, what do you say, like $100 in Dogecoin, and I have it in Robinhood. And I was like, do you know, like, do you have a wallet or anywhere else you could buy it so you can actually put it in your like Bitcoin wallet? Because if you don't have a digital wallet, that asset is really not yours. It still belongs to the company that you bought it from. Because
Mm-hmm.
the only reason, I mean, the only way anything is yours is if you buy it. If you buy that coin, then you transfer it to your digital wallet, and then if you want, you can even keep your money in cold storage, which would be transferring that money from the wallet into a USB drive, and then having the money in that USB drive, where literally it's like a physical asset. You could take it anywhere with you, right? But I feel like it's still like in its early stages, and a lot of people don't know how to do that yet. So I feel like that's another reason why people are still like on the what do you call it, like on the edge of deciding
Yeah.
if they want to drop 3,000, 4,000, or some life savings in there, because they don't really know.
Definitely not your life savings, please, for love of God. Investing is a risk still, so please don't put your life
Well,
savings in there.
but
But
you see that, like you saying that, like,
is that
well, no, I'm saying
minimizing?
no, but I'm saying like maybe who knows, like what if Bitcoin does become the new currency and somebody did invest their whole life savings in there and the Bitcoin just kept going up and up and up and up, and by the time, like, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
who knows where this is all going.
And we're not financial advisors. Please,
Yeah,
PSA,
this
we're
is not
not
a
financial
financial
advisors. We're
advisor.
not telling you to do or don't do whatever with your life savings.
No, I'm
But
telling you to.
and
No, I'm
I,
kidding.
I just but
Yeah.
but knowledge is power, and I come across a lot of gatekeepers around this whole like investing, stock, cryptocurrency, and I just feel like everybody just like relax your shoulders. Like let's share, between each other. Like if there's money for you, there's money for everybody. So you're always sharing stuff with me, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
some things I know and some things and we're always kind of like happy to share what we know, and it's also important to do your research. So I'm just saying, like, let's not gatekeep this. Like, there's money for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just really interested in where this is all going, because right now, I
Right.
mean,
To the moon. Hey.
yeah. I guess what I mean is like where this all going, as in like when will this actually become currency, right? Because right now you can buy some stuff with Bitcoin. Like for example, you could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. But let's
Yes,
say
Tesla.
so when Bitcoin right now is 64,000, right? So like let's say you buy one Tesla with one Bitcoin, right? Let's say you could do that, because you can. I mean, it's 64,000. I'm pretty sure there's a Tesla out there that's 64,000 that you can buy for one Bitcoin. So let's say you pay one Bitcoin for it, but in 10 years Bitcoins are worth 160,000. So you would be like, what the heck? I paid 160,000 for this old car. You know what I mean? Like from 10 years from now. Like, I don't like how it fluctuates so much that you
Yeah.
don't, that you think you might be like having a good deal and buying like one Tesla with one Bitcoin, and then later on realizing that if you would have just kept that Bitcoin, you would have had, like, you would have doubled your
Double.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like that first story of Bitcoin that I heard like a while ago, that this guy bought one pizza for I think like 500 Bitcoin, because back then a Bitcoin was worth like $20 or something like that. Not
Oh,
$20,
really?
obviously like cents on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
But like if that guy would have just kept his money, he would have had like crap load or whatever. And like yeah, stuff like that kind of still makes me like wonder like where this is going, because a currency has to be stable. I feel like for it to be interchange or whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean even Dogecoin right now, because I know the Dallas Mavericks are allowing people to buy things with Dogecoin at their stadium. So I think that's pretty cool.
Dang. They're
Yeah.
kind of advanced.
Yeah, but again, like I said, like what if you buy a jersey for, I don't know, like let's say 100 Bitcoin. I mean 100 Dogecoin, and then it goes up. Then
It's funny because a lot of, of what we know now was like predicted from like people like Gary Vee years and years and years ago, and people will like ridicule. It's always like that, right? Where like people in the 90s who didn't think Amazon was ever going to make it. How are you going to put out Macy's and J.C. Penney out of business? Like they never saw that coming. And what are we going through now where Macy's is closing?
yeah,
Like at least in Kansas City they are. And so, cryptocurrency is not anything new. It's prominent because the media is now talking about it, but this
hmm
hasn't been anything new at all. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. I mean, clearly it's already being like at it's being implemented at like even sports or car dealerships.
or
Who knows
paintings
what else?
like or digital art with the NFT stuff that's happening right now.
True.
Yeah, but
Digital art. Yeah.
also like a funny story that I found in the on the internet. There like a while ago there was this painting that was found um by a private buyer. It was a painting done by Leonardo da Vinci, and it was called the Salvator Mundi. And apparently this thing was found like at a I might be completely wrong, but I think like someone had it like in a garage sale or something like that, and somebody bought it, and like it went on for a few, maybe not a garage sale, but somewhere where it was like really like not impressive, right? And then people were like, wait, this looks like maybe this could be a old painting. So they took it to get it kind of inspected, and then they were like, oh, this is actually a Leonardo da Vinci painting, right? And I remember watching like a little YouTube video about it, of them restoring that painting, sharing details of how it was painted and all this stuff. And then the video ends with they're like, yeah, and then the next step for this painting is gonna go to Christie's, which is a like an art dealer that auctions off paintings. And I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna watch that when it comes out. It was like a while ago, like a couple of years ago. And I went on there and like for the bidding, and I started watching it, and then it kind of started. I think the starting price was $50 million, and then like right off the bat, one guy's like 100 million, and then they're like, all right, 100 million. They're like, do you want to do 130, 140? And then this guy's like 200 million, and then they're like, okay, 200 million, and they were like, can I get 220, 230? And then the same guy, he's like 300 million. And they're like, what the heck is up with this guy? Like, where the hell is he getting all his money from? And then again, they were like 330. And then somebody would be like 330. And then somebody 350, 360. And this guy's 400 million. And they were like, okay.
So it just kept getting
Yeah, he was
getting
just
higher
like,
and
he was just like going hard and shit. And then it ended up selling for $450 million to that one guy. And the guy was like, he was on the phone with somebody that was obviously talking to him, like telling him what to bid or whatever. Yeah. And then it comes out in the news a couple of days ago that the buyer for this painting was the Prince of Saudi Arabia. So MVS, he bought it for $450 million. And the reason they found out, he had come out that he had bought it, but then they saw that painting in one of his yachts, which I was like, what the heck? Like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, they found the painting in his yacht, and they were like, what the heck? Like, this is a Leonardo da Vinci painting. Why is it in a yacht? Like, like we just found it and restored it, and
that's like rich on rich on rich on way too much money.
Yeah, and then they also the MVS, the guy that bought it, he wanted to hang it next to the Mona Lisa in the Louvre, and they kind of like denied him. So he was like, all right, whatever. Then I'll just put it in my yacht. So that's kind of sucks that fans like that super great like historic painting is in someone's yacht and then kind of just like collecting sea salt, and it's just not. I mean, hopefully he has it like really protected with like a lot of casings and stuff, but who knows?
So. Yeah. Also, did you try getting Bad Bunny tickets? We talked about it last podcast.
I did not, but then I kind of regretted it because if I would have gotten some, if I would have gotten lucky and gotten some, I could have resold them. So.
Oh yeah, I tried. I was in line, and yeah, it just took way too long.
There was a lot of TikToks of people like crying because they were like waiting, and then whenever the website opened up, like they would get in and then their internet would crash or something would happen, and then they would log back in and they would have been all sold out, and then they were like super devastated, which is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people like crying over like, God, I just can't. I can't. Are you a big fan of something that bad that you just cry over? I just can't. Like, I cry over anything but those kind of things. But I do get the hype, and especially if he's like announcing it to be the last tour, I'm sure people want to see him one last time. But I mean, he's not going anywhere, you know.
Yeah,
he's Bad Bunny anywhere he goes. Like, he was just at that club. He was at a club, I don't know where, dancing and singing along to his song with a rake, babe, a rake.
Oh, a rake. What the hell? That's weird.
Yes. And he was just dancing with it. And everybody was like, what the hell is Bad Bunny doing with a rake? But yeah, I didn't get any. I was in line for 30 minutes. And quite honestly, they were really expensive. I think at that point I was being sold the resale tickets. And it was between $700 and like $2,000. It was just too much.
That's too much. Yeah, that's overdone. I feel like, I don't know. That's really weird. And with dancing with a rake, that's kind of awkward.
I feel like that's just very Bad Bunny brand. He doesn't care. What's he doing? Nothing. So
I wonder what goes on through their heads. Like, I wonder if that's like an artistic thing or what. Like, oh, you know what would be cool? Me dancing with a rake.
Well, I don't know.
Or do you think it's like or do you think it's like I know how I can get my name in the news. I'm gonna dance with a rake. Where do you think it comes from?
Yeah, probably that. I think every celebrity goes through a phase, whether they decide to post it on social media or not. Like, when they get so famous and they start earning so much money, they go through this like luxury phase, especially with reggaeton artists. I feel like, you know, they flaunt the money, with, you know, whether it's what they're wearing, the type of chains, the sunglasses, the cars, all that thing. And I think Bad Bunny went through those stages, and right now I'm pretty sure he's at a point where he's just kind of like, you know, like, I don't care about those things. Like, he says it, I don't care about money.
But you do.
I don't care about money.
But you do. But you
well,
do.
Doesn't everyone say that though? Like, I'm not working for money. I don't care about money. It's right. Like you.
Yeah. You just tell yourself that to make otherwise.
Yeah, but he kind of doesn't dress that way anymore. Is what I was getting at. Is that I think when he first started, he was very like that. And then now he's just kind of like, I don't care, and I'll show up with the rake at the club and dance my ass off. So
a rake, like to rake leaves, right? Oh, what the hell? That's so weird.
I don't know. You got to see it. It's not a big deal, but I just thought it was funny.
Well, it's also like Shia LaBeouf whenever he went to the red carpet wearing a bag over his head, saying that he's not famous anymore. Like,
I don't remember that, but
yeah. So he went. Yeah, it was like for the movie Fury, with the tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wore a paper bag over his head saying, "I'm not famous anymore." He walked around all the red carpet with a bag on his head. So I don't know what that is. I feel like a lot of artists do that. Like, they just go a little crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like they just have phases and then they just kind of like relax a little bit. And I don't know what that is.
I wonder what phase.
Also, I feel like. I wonder what phase what.
Oh, where Justin Bieber's at? Because I feel like he went through like a lot of phases, and I feel like he's coming like back to a level-headed mind now. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really follow up with the beeps. I really don't care.
Oh.
If I'm being honest. He's just not. on my radar. He has his music. Anytime I hear it, like I'll sing along to it. I just don't care about his personal life, and I don't really like. Doesn't he? Okay, I don't care about it, but I know about it. Does that
No, because that's what I am. Like that's what I am. No,
okay,
because I don't care either. But I always see stuff on the news. Yeah.
He has his own clothing brand called Drew, I think.
Okay.
And I think that's what he's always wearing. And it's kind of the most simple t-shirts and pants and sweats, and it's just not, I think that's how he's dressing these days by his brand, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying.
Huge
like,
mansion.
yeah. Like I feel like that's what I was kind of like meant by that, because I don't follow the Bieber or whatever, but I just see like he goes from. I mean, he went through like a lot of stages. The what?
Gotta watch out for Selena's. You know that Nicki Minaj line.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Do you have any points that you want to hit?
I don't. I'm kind of just. I'm honestly, again, I always feel like I'm breathing hard on the mic, and I'm having my coffee right now, and I feel like my heart is like kind of pumping up, and I'm like out of breath right now, so I'm like breathing away from the mic because I'm like, I don't know if you guys can hear the. No, okay, I'm not that hard, but I'm just like, no, I'm good. We can end the show there today. Kind of our first round of remote podcasting. There was a little bit of challenges because my dogs came in to say hi, and I was like, dogs are just so unexpected. Like they will bark at any little noise, and so annoying. But no, that's it for today, you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already.
Yes, please.
Subscribe to our podcast. Tell your friends about us. And thanks for sticking around with us. Chapter 5. Hope to see you guys here again on Thursday.
Thank you, everybody. See ya.
Bye.